indoda yatsho yangena inyuvesi yakwaZulu ehola uxolisa wamkose uye wayiphaka wayibhekisa amabombo kwelesemelika uye yafika kwazwakala maqeda akhala amamelekane athaza ayibona into enjena iye yasetanyovana yabuya kwekaZulu yaphinde isezibukwayo emcimbini we-TV ICC lapho iphini likaMongameli lababaza ubuhle bobuciko lomaphimbo ayo kuye kwananela namajalimane athazanga ayibona into enjena ithi halala yumZulu uyibekile ithuke bandla isizwe sonke sikuzwile lobu bumnandi lobuciko bamaphimbo eyunizulu fire ithi halala yunizulu fire uyibekile ithuke bandla.
Good morning, everybody. All protocols observed. I would like to welcome all the participants at today's gathering. I was wondering, now I noticed there's, excluding myself, there's 6 participants. And so I was wondering now, should I honor the leadership? And then I said, okay, let's not have hierarchies for today. Let's start in the order as they appear. So the research team, the research and innovation team helped put this magnificent event together. It's been a success over the last 3 days, and we're really grateful to them for their innovative ideas, their creativity, and the support that they've got from everyone to showcase such a wonderful presentation. Then I'd like to in terms of the way they appear here, Mr. Andile Mtembu, who's a postgraduate student, and students are the lifeblood of our institution. So I'd like to welcome you, and I hope you inspire others that will be listening in or who are present here in terms of students. Then followed by Ms. Bonisiwe Ndlovu, who's our Senior Administrative IP and Innovation Funding Officer. Then Ms. Retibile Maimane, who came all the way from, I think it's Johannesburg, if I'm not mistaken. She looks like she's, from Gauteng, not from, the rural enclave of UniZulu. And thank you for, affording us the time to come here. And I know that your flight is due, being a busy entrepreneur, it's understandable. So hence, we are really grateful to have you here. Then Dr. Ayatollah Yandibu, who has made great strides in the faculty in terms of research, entrepreneurship, cooperatives. We're really glad to have you. And then to Prof. Byron Brown, who has been one of the great innovators in terms of the policies that have been ushered in to make sure that research, innovation, and entrepreneurship is at the forefront of our function at the university. We're also very grateful for having him here. And I prepared a speech, but I don't think I have enough time. So, so without much ado, I would declare the meeting open, and suffice to say that research, innovation, and entrepreneurship are all interconnected. Without these three pillars, we cannot take South Africa into a bright future. We cannot solve the problems that we've beleaguered with currently in terms of unemployment, inequality, poor governance, and resource issues, lack of investment. All these require research, innovation, and entrepreneurship to work hand in hand so that we can have a bright future. And I see Prof. Brown just came in. I welcomed you in your absence, but welcome, Prof. And I classed you as the chief innovator in terms of research policy and bringing research, innovation, and entrepreneurship together on the forefront in terms of our purpose as a university. So thank you for being here. And so, do we have an MC? Yes. The MC. Oh, okay. So I will now hand over to the MC if the MC is here.
You are the MC.
Oh, I'm the MC. Oh. Okay. Okay. So without much ado, I will now hand over the floor to Mr. Andile Mthembu, who will present or will do a presentation on innovation in emerging markets. Andile? Give him a round of applause.
In the olden days with the MC, nowadays with the program director.
Greetings once again. Okay. Thank you. So I'm Andile Mthembu. I'm currently studying my master's at the Department of Consumer Sciences. And if you just look at your screen right there, these are some of the products that we are busy innovating. There's Amaheu, which is at the bottom picture. That would be the study that I'm currently working on, trying to create Amaheu using SEMP and Amaranthus, which is Imbuya. And at the first picture is a picture of Amaranthus bread, which was displayed on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So these are the innovations that we're currently working on in our department. So today I'm going to be doing a presentation on innovation in emerging markets. Innovation is crucial driver of economic growth and development, as we know it. We know that, as indicated earlier, that we are faced with a lot of challenges, especially in emerging markets. There are a lot of challenges. So one would think that these innovation often unique emerging markets have unique challenges, and which can promote opportunities to foster and encourage creativities towards those who want to participate in these markets. And innovation is a crucial tool that can be used to curb or to answer some of the challenges. So on my next slide, these are the benefits of innovation in emerging markets. One, it promotes economic growth. As we know that innovation can be drivers of economic growth by creating industries. For instance, we know that for instance, let me make an example of the products that we are making. Amaheu is a product that's already in the market, but we are coming up with a twist. We're saying people are used to consuming amahewu from maize, but what we are doing is now we're saying let's make SEMP, which is more smoother, which is more which is something that no one has ever thought of, but also using Amaranthus, which is a product that is already in the market. So now what we're creating people are planting imbuya. Now we're giving them access to markets. We're giving them, because if we are producing these amahewu, we will be purchasing imbuya from them, which is then would promote economic growth in that regard. So it also creates competitiveness. So emerging markets can become more competitive on global scale by fostering innovation, which allows them to offer unique products or service and compete in established markets. As I say, it promotes a lot of competitiveness. If I can even make an example. I can even make an example in my department. We have a range of products that we're developing as students. We have about 14 students, and we all are producing something. So in that regard, we even within ourselves, there's that competition, but also in the market, it creates, when there's a lot of innovation, it creates a competitiveness within the market. Access to global markets. Again, I'll make an example with the bread that I posted earlier in my introductory slide, where we first made a normal bread that was displayed here, which is obviously our target is local markets. As you know, that most people, when they think about a green products in the market currently, it's spinach, so but now we're saying, if you think about how many nutrients are in the spinach, think about how many nutrients are in imbuya, because imbuya is way extremely better in terms of nutrition. So by creating that, we're exposing now a new market. But what we're saying is now we're creating a non-gluten or a gluten-free bread. We're currently working on a gluten-free bread. Now what we're saying, we're aiming higher to saying now we're looking at the global market, because there's a very high trend in gluten-free products. So by that, we're trying to access the global market. So that's how powerful innovation is. Problem solving, as you know, we are vast with what we are trying to solve is micronutrients, or what is called hidden hunger, micronutrients deficiency or hidden hunger, which is something that we as South Africans are grappling with. So yes, people are eating SEMP, but normally SEMP does not carry as much nutrients and as when you are now consuming it with Amaranthus. So by doing that, we're solving a problem, but also fermentation, the process also increases nutrients value in a product. So by doing that, we are solving a problem that's existing. So that is another benefit of innovation, but not only because I'm a food innovation expert. So my examples will normally be about food innovation, but there are not so many problems that have been solved using innovation. Also technology leapfrogging. As we know that the more we for instance, there was a problem we know that South Africa has a problem with transportation. So now with Uber makes everything easier. With access to our app, we can do a lot of things. So that is also innovation and also sustainability. We are using Amaranthus. Amaranthus is a product that grows, and it grows abundantly. It does not require a lot of water. And we know that we have a crisis in terms of climate change and high heat. So that's how innovation, using things that are easily accessible, indigenous plants, indigenous crops. That's how we then foster sustainability, which is harmony between plants, people, but also making profit in turn. So that is how anyone can benefit from innovation, especially the market. So as stipulated earlier, that there are a lot of challenges that's a day, and innovation plays a critical role in terms of curbing or mitigating some of these challenges. For instance, unemployment. We know that innovation creates job opportunities. there's opportunity for education and training, which then again it's information acquiring. So it's opened that space for entrepreneurs to ventures, which generates jobs, but also you need to there's opportunities. You can become not only an innovator, but also train people how to come up with ideas, how to generate ideas. It also have social impacts as well. When you look at issues such as healthcare, education, so innovation can assist in vast majority. For instance, if I'm talking about my product, I'll give you a background of why I'm creating my product. One is to look at the micronutrient deficiency. So I'm educating now. You're now becoming aware of these micronutrients and the processes that are embedded in. So that's some of the benefits. There's also spin-off businesses. So many spin-off businesses have emerged through innovation. So which again benefits not only the innovator, but the market itself and the country as a whole. So these are the challenges that we are currently facing in climate change, but there's a lot of other challenges that we are currently faced with. Hence why we've chosen to deal with food plants or plants that are resistant to climate. Another ingredients that we use in our department is millet, sorghum, because we know that these are indigenous and they're grown. So we're creating food that using those because we want to speak to the climate change and adaptation. Also poverty alleviation, job opportunities. You look at the agricultural sector. Those are some of the challenges that innovation can actually articulate. And also public transportation. I made an example of an Uber, as well as healthcare and education. So how can we then promote innovation, especially in our university? I mean, there are other strands that the university is doing. I know that we have NXS. I can use an example as Nectus. I can use an example as ETHE. Those are, I think, some of the possible mitigation that we can use, or promoting tools that we can use to promote entrepreneurship and innovation. But we need to establish innovation hubs. I think we need to have spaces that are conducive for innovators to sit down, come up with ideas, promote those ideas, and also ensure that we identify the people with those ideas, and then we nurture them. So we need those to establish those, and we also need a lot of entrepreneurship programs that promote entrepreneurship. We need to embed entrepreneurship as a module as well, or just have courses within the university that speak to innovation, that speak to entrepreneurship. I think if we can go to that, you can take that direction, a lot of innovators will be identified. On Tuesday, when we came here, there was actually something that happened. In our department, we use certain crops only to find that there are other students within campus that are actually doing the same study on the same products, but not the study, because we are dealing more on the production side. They're studying. So imagine if we do these things more often, where we say, come up with your product, let's get a platform where we expose innovators within campus. A lot of information will be shared. We got to find out that one of our students has been struggling with drying the monkey fruit, but only to find that agriculture has a dried finely products that the student can benefit in. So they were able to exchange ideas and able to, I think in the future, they'll be able to assist one another. So that platform is very needed in the university. I think we need to do more of that. So kudos to the Department of Research and Innovation for that. And I think we need to do more of those. And then we also need to have innovation competitions and challenges. I think that was one of the ideas of the structure that I'm currently leading, which is Postgraduate Student Association. One of our ideas was to have a writing and innovation campaign, where we go to say people with innovative ideas can come along, and then also invite partnership or potential sponsors. Because what we want to embed the culture of innovation among students. So if that can happen, that can assist a lot. And also entrepreneurship as well. So I think that is something that we need to think about. Having those competition and having those idea hubs, it can really benefit the student. Also partnership with civil organization, industries, and government. I think that is very, very, very important. Hence why we even thought of when we came up with the idea that maybe we should also invite potential sponsors so that they can form part of this, so that the students can be able to be exposed, rather the ideas be exposed. Because we once went to computer science and there were so many innovative projects that we're currently doing there. And we were taken aback that how come we don't know these projects? So I think we need to have these things, and we need to create an inclusive environment of where students can come together and share ideas and create an environment where they can be exposed to the outside world as well. But also have incentives, ways and funding. I think that's always an issue. We have an idea, but you can't put it into practice because there's lack of funding. We need to create that environment as well, but also have incentives when students have these ideas and they know that they can benefit from them as well. So I think that is my presentation for the day. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ndile, for a very interesting, insightful, and homegrown project. It exudes with IKS, with cutting-edge superfoods. That is the future, and I think there's great success in your project because it looks at the research, it looks at the need of the communities, it also looks at what the world requires. What are the challenges? You mentioned micronutrient deficiencies, the hidden hunger, but it's also happening in the first world. And so this is a product that overflows with success, potential success. It is up to us as a research and innovation office to help you, to give you all the support necessary to take this project forward. Thank you. The next presenter, unfortunately, I didn't know the MC, so I never find out the background information. But suffice to say that Ms. Bonisiwe Ndlovu was my student about 10, 15 years ago. And so now she's risen to great heights to be the leading IP administrator in research and innovation funding. So let's put our hands together for Bonisiwe.
Excuse me, Robin Director. Are we going to ask questions and comments at the end of
I was told there is a Q&A session at 11:30. At 11:30. It's also that Ms. Rathabile Maimane has a flight to catch, and so we have to stick to schedule as fast as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, our program director, and good morning, colleagues, and all protocol observed. Colleagues, today I have an honor of introducing our keynote speaker, Mayor Rathabile Maimane. Mayor Rathabile is a grain farmer who is also involved in milling and packaging of grain, focusing on sorghum. She is also a founder and a managing director of the Golden Goose. Golden Goose is a small-medium enterprise in food and beverage sector. Her company is based in Welkom in the province of Free State. Her business manufactures ready-to-drink mutoho, which is a traditional sorghum drink, like Amaheu, and supplies various retail outlets in Free State to meet the market needs of the province, South Africa, as well as in Africa, in order to contribute to food security. Golden Goose product range includes mutoho drink. It's here in front of us. Then they also have sorghum soft porridge. They have sorghum instant porridge and sorghum cereal. We do have the cereals also here. In the near future, if all goes well, they will be adding a product emanating from our university to their product range. So we can imagine that. Currently, Golden Goose have a number of 6 employees in their payroll system. In her latest achievements, it includes ESCOM Investment Competition Award. She's a manufacturing winner for the year 2016. Another one is the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development Female Farmer Award winner. She's a provincial winner for 2019. Colleagues, Meritabile will be addressing us on inspiring innovation and entrepreneurship in academic research. Thank you, Maimane, for honoring our invitation and accommodating us in your very tight schedule. We are looking forward to your presentation. Thank you.
That is the presentation. Is there more technical veterans? Also, the technical present for the page.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for inviting me. I feel so much honored to be part of this important event. As an entrepreneur, I never knew that one day I'll be addressing profs. So I'm so honored to say, Prof. Brown, I'm now prof also today. I'm addressing very important people, so I also feel so important. As I have been introduced, my name is Retabile. I'm the founder member of Golden Goose, and we farm and process sorghum, as you can see there. And here in front of us, it's one of the product. So sorghum is also known for its health benefits, which addresses with micronutrients that addresses deficiency for consumers, as well as a source of food and energy when processed, including by fermentation. So the pictures that you see there is the fermented liquid sorghum drink, which is highly nutritious. And then here in front of me, it's our powdered, we also have our powdered version product, but I didn't bring, but this one is the newest that we are currently working on in terms of making the cereal out of sorghum. The reason being that we saw that it is still a norm that it is still a well-known fact that micronutrients is still affecting around 3 billion people, especially infants and women, especially the one who are pregnant. So we are actually coming with a solution in terms of tapping and addressing those. Our aim is to diversify and expand the product range by adding new, innovative and research food products in a powdered form by introducing safe and healthy, nutritious food products. We realized that commonly it's called a food fraud, whereby most of the processed food, many people still don't know that highly processed food we kill the natural nutrients from the product. So this is how we came up in terms of taking a stand and coming and making collaboration with the universities, whereby even from the student, from the academic level, then they can be aware in terms of when you are processing, you are aware that you process and maintain the natural nutrients of the plant base. You must not kill the micronutrients, so that we avoid adding the artificial proteins or all the nutrients, which is very important. So this will be when the company will be in a good position to be making a meaningful contribution in the local and export market. And then it is under this collaboration that with academic research institutions that the enterprise, mainly us as Golden Goose, will reach milestones such as easy access to raw materials, improved production equipment, product quality tests, nutritional analysis, microbiological profile, and shelf life by both financial and non-financial assistance from universities, including other stakeholders like CEDA, CSIR, UNIZOLO, and Hammond Gold. And we are also happy to continue working with the University for Future Innovation and Research, because we have realized that our partnership is more important in terms of growing our business further and also coming with the solution of ending the hunger movement. Today I was told to come and do a presentation in aspiring innovation and research, innovation and entrepreneurship in academic research. These are the 4 pillars that I have identified: timing or time management, entrepreneurship, relationship, and innovation. And then you'll see there in the middle is academic research institutions, namely UNIZOLO, because now we are talking about the UNIZOLO today. So timing, I will also explain all the 4 pillars coming up. So when we talk about the timing or time management, a business startup or expansion requires a strong will and tremendous time commitment, adding to the stress of a business. New product innovation for academic research institutions can be time consuming and sometimes cause an entrepreneur to lose big contracts, as both entities don't operate the same way. So, meaning we still have a long way to go between the academic research institution side and the entrepreneurial side. If we both come together, we will know how to manage time, because at the academic level or institution, you will find that you are here and then you are researching, but time you just work on the basic research that you are doing. But me as an entrepreneur, if I come to you and I say, I want to, because we are the face, we go to the end users. So we meet the clients. So we come to you because we know what the clients need. So your work also, it's also gonna be helping us as entrepreneurs if the researches and the innovations also are not taking a long time, so that it goes to their customers and the entrepreneurs can still go on living their lives. And then now we talk about entrepreneurship and innovation entrepreneurship. Now we talk about the push versus pull. Innovation involves the conversion of new knowledge into a new product or process and putting of this new product process into actual use. So in a pull system, production is triggered by actual demand for finished products, for new knowledge created by academic researchers or technology or the scientists. And then in the push system, the production is initiated independently of market demands by the lead users, which are our customers. Because remember, the entrepreneur here will be the one who are going to push it. And then the academic are the one who are pulling it because they are coming with the innovation, while we are taking it to the lead users. And that is where I was explaining that time in this, it's also that is something that is also linked. When I was saying I'm going to talk about the 4 pillars of time, entrepreneurship, relationship, and innovation. Now we will go to the benefits of the collaboration for entrepreneur and the academic. For the entrepreneur, we will gain faster results and higher capacity for testing in addition to convenience and supply chain stability. We will also reduce post-harvest losses and cost of outsourced research and development services. We will have improved product quality, giving scaling up benefits and business specialization. And then it will also give our company a good reputation, now creating new and improved market access. And now we will retain revenue stream. And then the benefits for the collaboration for the academic researcher. Academic research will lead to the personal growth of students. Like I had Mr. Andile here, the growth of the academic research is what they are going to benefit as a student. And then also the student can be equipped with skills and mindset to commercialize their research innovation and create future entrepreneurs and job creators. Remember, not all of the students after graduating are guaranteed to be hired. You can see even now we are standing at a very, very, very low, a huge unemployment rate of our graduates. So now this collaboration will also be good because we will transfer our entrepreneurial skills to the students, making them their research after beyond academic and graduation. Then they can also be entrepreneurs themselves to drive their own innovations, rather than taking it and selling it to a company and then sitting there after working so hard for 4 years, unemployed with no product. So the collaboration is very important in this manner because now our academic students will now be having the chance to now drive their own innovation beyond the school. When we talk about the relationship, entrepreneurship often involves managing relationships with academic researchers and other companies. And then we'll have corporate venturing, whereby investing externally in new ventures, thereby protecting early ventures from the internal bureaucracy and by spreading the risk. This one is more personal because now I can say there are well-established companies out there who are waiting, and then small-scale entrepreneurs often be excited because they will be the one who are starting with the innovation from working together with the academic, and then once it's finalized, now it's good, it's packaged, it goes to publications. Who's going to benefit at the end of the day? The big entrepreneurs who even put hard work or any sweat to come up with this. So it's actually also spreading a big risk in terms of the small enterprises, because they started the journey, but at the end of the day, when they have to benefit, big companies just benefit from the hard work, and then they eventually disappear, and then they're kicked out of the business just like that. Spin-offs. The generation of small innovative units from larger organizations, like I can say my presentation is still going hand in hand with Mr. Andile where he was talking about creating the innovation hubs. And then the ecosystems, fostering communities of connected suppliers, agents, distributors, manufacturers of complementary products, technology entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs go through entrepreneurship life cycle. This one is where we come, even though I didn't do a graph, but I explained here from startup, from growth, from maturity, and to the exit. And the academic collaboration will also assist by creating new products for the entrepreneurs once their products reach the exit stage, where often other people will find themselves, other business not growing anymore. Maybe I can make a typical example with something like technology. Way back, we had those big phones, and then they started making the smartphones and all those. The others are now disappearing. They started as startup, they grew, they matured, and then they exit, because now new smartphones replaced the old phones. So it happens even in food, because now on a daily basis, like what is also coming to influencing the exit is also the outbreaks that nobody even have control over. Like the recent pandemic, we saw a change in our lifestyle, which nobody, even an entrepreneur who has foreseen goals and all those smart goals, could not have predicted that there'll be COVID-19. So those things are also the things that are causing the products to exit or to mature or reach their maturity and exit quickly from the market. So with hand in hand with academic research, now we are able to make sure that if it comes to that stage, we are being flexible enough to make sure that we are coming with new products, that we are actually maintaining that this business is not going down the drain, but it can go. But all we have to do is just to change and diversify, change the direction, but keep the business going. So they choose how they relate to the academic researchers and how they become involved in the ecosystems or strategies for open innovation. So when I'm talking about the open innovation, it is there when I was explaining that entrepreneurs will be kicked out at a certain stage, because now if it's open innovation and it's not protected, it means after a certain time it's now open for everybody. So the hard work of a small entrepreneur will just go down the drain. Entrepreneurs and academic researchers create an independent organization to mobilize ideas and resources and to address social problems, but raises issues about appropriate mission, organizational forms, and business model, typically earning revenues on the agreed royalties between the two parties. So if I'm to partner with UNIZULU, and we are having this partnership, and we are actually coming up with a solution to address a certain a solution. The academic will be doing their job. I'll be doing my job to giving it to the end users, and then we will agree between the university on the royalties, because we know that the academic, especially the university, they still have to maintain their daily to-day operations, so that even the coming students still benefits the maintenance of the machinery. So it's our duty as entrepreneurs to also give back to the academics, so that they continue to help us. There's nothing good without bad things. So in everything, there's always challenges. So now the challenges are often entrepreneurs are having limited financial resources for research and development, because they can come very handy, yes. And then the restricted market influence. When I talk about the restricted market influence, this is where I'll explain the difference between the small enterprises and the big, well-established enterprises, where most of the time, because they are already having that business relationship with certain a market, now they tend to close and make it difficult for small entrepreneurs to actually penetrate that market. That is what I'm talking about, the restricted market influence. Lower standing as innovation partner. Cost of securing and enforcing IP. Less systematic management capability. Remember, when you're doing research and development, we are actually using new materials, new formulations, and then we are making new product changes. So all these raw materials that are going to be used there to make sure that we are building and making the formulations and coming up and making all those changes that we have to do. Like now we are going to do here on these products, they all need money. And then the engineering part, new processes, new equipment, new packaging, they also need money. This is where it comes to limited financial resources, because now it is going to be a duty for the entrepreneur at the later stage to now buy equipment for processing this innovation after I get it. Yes, here from the academic, it's going to be good and packaged and very nice. I'll be happy to sign the SLA, and then hoping that I'm going to do a good outside there. But when I get there, I find that the machinery that I have to buy now on the real world now, beyond the academic, it's now a different and complete story, which needs funding. Then you will go from pillar to post and all the government institutions. That is why it's also, for me, I feel like academic, entrepreneurial, and the policymakers, we have to be in one round table, because the policymakers are not, when they do the policies, they just do the policies, not including the entrepreneurs, not including the research. So they often don't know from my side and from their academic side. They just put those policies. Sometimes you'll find that they are actually blocking an entrepreneur to even access that, because they will say we are going according to their mandate, and their mandate is saying this. And then my business is not doing that, because now this is not something that is already there. It's a newly developed product. which is a new product completely that they have to go and introduce to the new market. So it actually needs something new that is not in the market. So the funding will not say, we don't know, because often they will say, we want a track record, we want letters of intent, we want all those things. So which is very difficult, especially when we are waiting for that. That is why I'm saying it's crucial for academic, government, policymakers, and our entrepreneurs to be together so that we make sure that we are bringing our lives to this new product and making it, working together to end hunger in the society. So the factory laboratory is also, according to it also goes hand in hand in engineering and production, cost reduction, quality improvement. Then it goes to be making a new product. Then here we come to the competition. Small entrants have created opportunities in early stages, like I've already explained. And large established firms have advantage in later stages and pushes the small entrants out of business, which means the small entrepreneurs' life is short-lived if it goes to, it's now being published. So I don't know, but I think from my perspective, I think this is where the academic and the entrepreneurs, we have to sit down and now change and go back to the drawing board to say publication is always killing the businesses. Yes, the student will be happy because now she's happy she got the PH and then she's happy to get the publication out. But now what the consequences are very bad to the entrepreneurship, especially the one who was hand in hand helping the student to get to where the student graduates. So I think that one is something that is very crucial at the moment, whereby you also have to not turn a blind eye on it, because at the end of the day, the student will no longer have places to do their practicals. Because as small entrepreneurs, we are going to say we are not protected enough, then I will not host your students. So at the end of the day, you'll be sitting with the students who did their innovations, but they are not able to go to the real world. As big companies will not even allow that, because they will come and tell you the quality, they will come with the big names that we can't afford to jeopardize our product, we cannot do this. So at this stage, yeah, the life of the students and making it live, it starts with a small entrepreneur. So in my conclusion, I'll just say, one way to find inspiration in innovation and entrepreneurship in academic research is to widely explore in different products that contribute to end hunger movement. By exposing ourselves to new ideas and perspectives, we can expand our knowledge and find new sources of inspiration. Another way to find inspiration is to collaborate with each other as entrepreneurship and innovation in academic research. And by working together as creatives of different backgrounds, we can share ideas, learn from each other, and together we can pursue more to achieve our goals, and we can push to reach new heights. And I quote from John Adams, who once said, if your actions inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. I thank you. So this is just yeah. Yeah. Oh, so this is a glimpse of where I am coming from processing from the farm, the storage, the processing, from the storage, from the milling to processing and bottling, and then here's our final product. And then these are my achievements so far. And thank you. Oh, okay. And then,
There's more.
yeah, that just,
You're welcome.
okay, I can say that. This is what, yeah, I'm giving you a video, just play it right now. It's just a 2-minute.
It's like okay.
Ms. Mayamane, you ended up your talk with the quote from Quincy Adams, that one who inspires others and educate them is a true leader. You started off your talk with said, today you are the professor. And really, you are the professor on the ground. Your university is the university of life, the environment you come from, the farming industry, the processing, the manufacturing. You've highlighted so many, you've given us so many rich insights as to the challenges that an entrepreneur of your standing has to face, and you delineated them so clearly. And what I liked about it was when you said there's always challenges, and you laughed. And that's the true mark of an entrepreneur. And then you iterated all the challenges, the finance, and you gave us great detail about the packaging, the equipment, the R&D, the stealing of your ideas by big companies, the challenges, I'm ignorant, first time I heard of how a university can jeopardize small business. And that was really, a revelation for me. And the way you presented your work, it was done so academically that I want to humbly request that we have eminent researchers in entrepreneurship here who would be happy to co-author this is an academic paper. These are the challenges that, well, the other issues which you mentioned, we have to discuss as the research innovation office about how we protect your IP. But what I'm talking about is your work being a case study into entrepreneurship, which we could happily get published in a high impact journal. If you're interested, we will engage with you on that. Thank you. I will now. Oh, and an apology. I assumed you were from Gauteng, and I said but only to discover that you were from the Free State. But I'm prophesying that your company one day will have its headquarters in Houghton. Now, without much ado, I hand over the floor to the Dr. Ayandibu, who will manage the Q&A session.
Thank you very much. Let me start by greeting everyone. Good morning. All protocol duly observed. We'll be going straight into the question and answer section.
we cannot overemphasize the power of collaboration, even within the university and also outside of the university. So what we're going to do now, we've got some similarities based on your presentation and his own presentation. At the end of the day, we're looking at having healthy food. Even if you look at these sustainable development goals, right, we've got some goals that are linked to entrepreneurship. Like your number one goal talks about no poverty and hunger and the likes. We can link everything towards what you've actually mentioned or presented this morning. And I really appreciate our two speakers. Firstly, we're going to go this way. We'll start with our first speaker, Mr. Andile. If anyone has any question regarding or concerning what he has presented, he presented on innovation in emerging markets. So if you have any question for him, then we can quickly ask questions. We'll start with him first. Mr. Andile, any question you can just write or note it down, then you answer all the questions. Thank you. Prof, I think you had a question, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
It's not a question, but a comment.
All right.
The few things are due to both presenters. Thank you so much for the work well done. Good for you and good of you. I've seen from one of your slides about poverty alleviation. My suggestion is in future, you should maybe consider having poverty elimination, not poverty alleviation. Because alleviation is temporary and alleviation is permanent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, sir.
Thanks, Chair. First, congratulations on your work. The nutritional value, when you talk to us about how do you preserve it, I will imagine as we process, of course. And also, if you looking for a global market, you know, travel to Europe, and I appreciate it so much for your but I'd like to understand in terms of your reach, how long your reach.
All right, thank you. You want to take the answer, or you want more? Okay. Any other question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So as far as I know, available incentives in China. I know that incentives like no shelf life. If you go to Ghana here, I don't know if they already like it. But I don't know if maybe you sell them and then they go viral. How would you keep them? They are available only around. Is there any storage where you will keep maybe another facility mostly they do not survive maybe mostly when they are fresh. Are you going to dry them maybe to make sure that they always available to dry them?
Okay, I'll quickly go online. There's a question online. You can go ahead with your question.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Just a moment, Prof.
Okay.
You can go ahead now with your question, Evelyn.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Maimane, for the very insightful talk. I'd like to hear from you your thoughts about one of the main points that you raised, which is about when research is done by a small to medium enterprise in collaboration with an academic, and then the possibility of a bigger company maybe taking over in future. I'd like to know your thoughts about whether there isn't a middle ground such that there will be a win-win for the small to medium enterprise, the academic, as well as even the larger companies, so that we try to dissipate or get rid of the thought that maybe if I have this idea or generate this, then maybe a bigger company is going to steal the idea. What are your thoughts? And then the second point that I have that really interested me was the fact that talked about the sometimes disconnect between the policies and what happens in industry as well as in academia. I think it reiterates the points that were said previously, that maybe if there could be a platform where the different stakeholders actually share their ideas together and then come up with something that would be workable for all the parties involved. And then the other issue that also interested me was the issue of academic entrepreneurship. I think it is a point that must be really explored in future, where academics who are interested in generating bankable ideas can directly work with entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. The presenter will soon respond to your question. Any other question before we go ahead to our presenters? Any other question or comment? Okay.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate the two presentations. One is that they are tackling indigenous crops. The Amaranta and the Soga are indigenous, and the issue of the market is enormous. The question I may be interested to know how you get to maneuver sustainability of the research that would address the nature problems that are associated with those particular crops. How you get that support in terms of getting new products that can sustain the market that you are intending to address. That's what I wish to know, that collaborative aspect you talk about. So the issue of Amaranta, motivating people to come up and take up so that they can sustain the market.
All right, thank you very much, sir. One more question. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for the also good presentation, and it was the best. My question is not directed to Andile, but it could be directed to everybody here. That as a community outside, how could a person from outside be able to obtain all the skills, all the relevant perfect information that you've been speaking of? Because there's a person who's there, who's outside, who is eager also to learn, to process, because you know, especially with us, we are not being trained to take step forward to process the goods that we're planting. We only know planting, especially Black people. So you have come with a good idea, with ideas which have helped involved. So like, how could a person from the community could access, it could be the university skills, or it could be entrepreneurial skills from the lady that was speaking, to be able to grow up also. Also, a small person, but I'm processing like moringa. I'm also doing that, but I don't have the skills and the knowledge, and also to process it and with the information that it will help other people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Andile.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Okay, the first question in terms of nutritional value. Micronutrients are very valuable, they are very sensitive. So we obviously there's research that we need to go through to look at how previous innovators conserve certain micronutrients. For instance, if I'm dealing with Arantas, I need to know which micronutrients I want to preserve. How do I ensure that I preserve them? Especially if there's heat, and I must make sure that because we need to best cook it and the whole process. But I need to know how then do I preserve the nutrients. So there's a process that goes through that we go through to ensure that when you infuse Amaranthus with Amahewu, the nutrients are intact. So that is the whole process that we ensure, which is controlling temperature and why not? Because when we claim that the product has these certain nutrients, it must be there. In terms of the shelf life, my study is currently looking at the shelf life of the product. I'm looking at the pathogen, if the micronutrients or the microbial setup, how long does it take for these microbiomes to grow, and what type of microbes grow, so that I know that at this stage of the product, because we're still developing the products. And I need to put it out there that this project is inspired by a project that is currently existing in Kuhluwe. When you go to Kuhluwe, you have traveled to Kuhluwe, there are women who sell Amahewu using SEM. So what we said was, let's look at their products, obviously in collaboration with them, and say how can we add value, one, and how can we ensure safety and why not. So my project is actually emanating from a project that exists in collaboration with them. So and obviously the issues of IP must be so that we can protect their project. So again, in terms of how do we get the project outside of its community engagement, we as a department we rely a lot on community engagement to go out in communities. But obviously, when we go to communities, also need to protect some of our products. But we do teach communities how to grow this, because what we're doing is the essential part is promoting indigenous food, because they are there. So people need to know, communities need to know where the food comes from. We teach that. They need to know how to be creative in terms of preparing it, because young ones don't like young ones don't like what we plant. So ours is to go to communities and teach them various ways outside of the project that we are doing, like the various ways that we go when we go to communities, teach communities how to prepare, what to prepare, which nutrients are essential in terms of curbing the nutritional deficiencies that exist. So that is community engagement. This should be number one in all departments. In terms of sustainability, it's about reading and sharing of information. Like in our department, we always come together and we share information in terms of what is currently trending. For instance, we were at KwaMaphumulo where there was food day celebration, and through that we realized that yes, we do have sorghum products in our department that we're currently working on. We do have millet, but FAO is currently busy with millet. So we invited on Monday, will be in Pretoria, will be doing a huge event on millet products. So what is trending currently globally, it's millet. So that's how then sustainability, when you collaborate and you go out there and you expose yourself, that's how you're then going to learn what is out there, what is needed, and how can you gain support. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So in terms of okay, so the leaves because when you, especially when you're working with something that is not seasonal, you will need to we dry our maracas so that we preserve them for the whole year. So I think to answer that question.
But if you try to make solutions.
Okay, no, the different methods of drying so that we sustain the nutritional composition of the product. So maybe if because I don't want to dwell much in terms of what we're doing because it's currently we're still it's a developmental stage at the moment. So but we ensure that we don't lose the value of the nutrition, the ones that we want, so to say, the ones that we want to sustain.
Yes, but your aim when your business is consideration of it's much
yes.
I don't buy, I don't like I want to have one stand and but so you try to for people to do some.
Yes.
So how like make sure that you're that one so I that's like
yes. So as I said earlier, there have been projects that have been done as well in Amaranthus, and we understand the some that are lost in the process. As I said, not doing much on it because it's still a work in progress. But nutrients we are sustaining after ISO then we're targeting. So what I'm currently doing in my study, I've sent my sample to the lab so that we can do our nutritional composition. Yeah. So when the results are out, I'll be able then to tell you these are the nutritional components that have sustained. These are the ones that we have lost. But they obviously our literature we know that we do lose some. So when we are able to then final products, we know that these are the certain the micronutrients that we need to sustain.
Thank you very much. I have a question for you. Since you've got an idea about the process you were trying to explain, right?
Not really. I was doing a study using another yes. And then I found that there were some good things about amaranthus and some disadvantages. So the guy was asking this for Ama hearing that would it be helpful for us to create, especially if they don't supply it variant in the country. I know that since it's nutritious, maybe some hospital will want to have those hearing for their patients. So I want to know that the nutrients that we need are all there.
I get you now, but you guys can still work together. It's still the power of collaboration.
Yeah.
Once we are done, you guys should try to network. You can get something better. Thank you very much.
I think I'm gonna try to answer as detailed as possible. Prof asked about the academic and SMME, my thoughts in terms of protecting that from the academic level. My thoughts actually it's like from when you are doing your examinations, you will understand. Now I'm gonna be technical because this one will be for you. When you are doing you are preparing examination papers for your student, you don't let them know what you're going to ask them. And you always make sure that you protect those examination papers until they write. They go to the exam room not knowing what they're going to find. So I think that procedure can actually work in terms of making sure that on the academic level, what has been done between the entrepreneur and the student is being protected and not being in open publication, whereby after the period of the research, when you do the transfer, the technology transfer to the entrepreneur, for the entrepreneur to start working. Now we have documentation that are very tight in terms of protecting the student knowledge, and also protecting the entrepreneur who is going to work through the innovation of the student. So by making this, we can actually close the doors from this big establishment. I may make an example with our biggest leading chicken restaurant, the KFC. Nobody. There are other fried chickens that are there, but nobody knows the recipe. Which means from the academic level, because we are entrepreneurs, like me, I'm not academic. I don't know anything in terms of that. I did microbiology online, but it's not the same as coming to there. That's because I wanted to understand when Prof is saying this, and then I'm not like just a zombie. That is how I did short courses, just to understand the language when I'm working with Prof, but I'm not an expert. So this is what I'm saying, that from the academic level, once they are done with the research and they say we have done, it's complete, now it's ready to be scaled up and being rolled out by the SMME. Those processes must be protected. Yes, the publication for the sake of the student is needed, but not a detailed. The formulation must stay within the true parties. Yes. And then the policymakers also, when we were talking about the funding, because they don't realize, that is when I was saying we can have a round table whereby it will be academic, the entrepreneur, and the policymakers. Also, they tend to leak information of SMME. Remember, I'm here, I'm happy, I just got the innovation from a student. I'm so happy that I'm going to make money. Remember, we entrepreneurs, we don't care about the academics or anything. All we care about is just money, making money. Yes. We are here to make money, and anything that we see, I just see money. So before I make that money, I have to make sure that I close all the loopholes, and it can only be done if from the academic and the entrepreneur, and then going to the funders, they must know that, yes, I'll give you the documentation. Yes, I need you because I need this money to come and buy the machinery in order to scale up the production and roll it out and then supply and make that money, the millions that I need. So before they, on those documentations, the policymakers have to be aware that the protected formulation, we are not going to disclose. Because often at times, if it's not leaked at the academic level, it's been leaked at the funding level. Because now they will want all the documentation. What are you going to do? Where do you get this? We want to prove and everything. Once you give it to them, next time they see their friend, they're giving what you have just presented. And then it just be linked that way. So that is why I'm saying the protection here is the most important things that we can actually make sure that all these things are tight and they are aware. The academic, they are aware that if you leak, you are crashing this one. And then the funder must know that if you leak, you are crashing this one. But anyway, the funders always know it's a political field on the funding level. So it's the survival of the fittest. That is why if you go there, you must also make sure that your mindset is in a good state, because now they will easily manipulate you into giving out too much, which they are not supposed to get. So this is why it's so important in terms of us entrepreneurs, especially with us, we are coming with experiences. Now I'm gonna be grooming the entrepreneur because I cannot hire all of them. But now I want this one who has innovated this big and nice product and then go and be an entrepreneur. All I can do is just to mentor the student after they finish school, because I cannot hire. But now I'm creating a new entrepreneur who will be in good position, because now you know your own research. You can even do it better than when you are transferring to an entrepreneur, but you don't have entrepreneur skills. So now I'm gonna be there, hand in hand, work with you to make you aware and also make you aware of the field that we are doing here. Remember, even the competitors are also the other sharks. So if I can tell you from now, it's not as good as it's written in the book. Yeah, in real life, no, it's survival of the fittest. The strongest will always win. If you are not strong enough, you will end up being gone, and nobody will ever even remember that there was someone who was called by the name of Retabi. But me, I know for a fact, because I've been hit by challenges in the past. I have 20 years of experience, because my business was started in 2003. I'm still standing because, not because I didn't face those, because I was wiser to make sure. And the other thing, I was having a clear mindset in terms of knowing how to not fall forever. You must always fall and pick up yourself. So those are the things that we have to tell you, because now you come here, you are, you know, I always see you after graduation, you like you a diploma and you are ready to you think you can conquer the world. No, it's not like that. Come and sit with me, then I will let you know that don't go and give them your transcription. Just give them your diploma certificate that I graduated. Don't give them the results, because the results will actually kill you before you can even walk 2 steps to that door. So we need each other in that way. And at some stage, I did collaborate with University of Central University of Technology in Welcome. They once invited me in another event like this, but that one was on entrepreneurship, whereby they wanted us entrepreneurs to go and give a practical experience to the student before they graduate, so that they know what they are going to find outside there. So that is when they decided to say, okay, it will be good if SMMEs have entrepreneurship programs in space in the businesses. So I started it in 2021, and it was so successful because those graduates that I have taken from the University of Free State there, 3 of them, they even made it to, because we even had a chance to enter a global competition, HP competition, and they came top 10 on that global competition because of the skills. But they were, the other one was a biochemistry graduate, that one was a food scientist, and the other one was a microbiologist. But now I was there for the 12 months to give them the entrepreneurial skills, and I'm happy to say that even where they are right now, beyond the program, I'm happy to say they are good now. They are not going to apply for job. They know that they can create jobs for themselves with their academic qualifications. So I think I've answered all those things. The question.
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yes, covered everything. Thank you so much. You have a question?
No, there's a question that we have on Moringa.
Okay.
The processing.
Oh,
Anyone can say the kind of taxes going to, you understand
for you, maybe you are like me when I started coming here for my product, and I'm also here. You see, I may be 20 years, but now I'm diversifying. I'm here with the prof again with my new product. Here it is, but it still needs more research. There is another product, we still need more research. So all I can advise you is make sure that when you come here, because often the time you'll find the university is having that clause that is saying the IP remains as a property of the university, and the university can give it to whoever. If that clause can be revised, then I think we can be more comfortable in terms of bringing here and being sure to come and work here. Because we come here because we don't have money to do R&D. R&D is very expensive. And we, as much as we need you, you also need us because you are doing your practical. You know, the big companies will not even allow you to do anything there. So you need us as much as we need you. So I think working together in this regard, it's all about the protection and the agreements and making sure that before you sign, you have actually gone through and went line by line. And that clause from you know, we always fight about the clause of you can give it to anybody.
Thank you very much. I think we should clarify.
I want to give an academic.
Yeah, response. Okay. I want to do something. Okay, go ahead, Cecily.
Yes, I wanted to add of the IP being owned by the university. Actually, it's entirely owned by the university if it emanates from the university. If he comes with his own IP to ask for consultation, yes, we charge for consultation. That would go full cost. And then let's say, because I think it's around agriculture, maybe Prof. Jarare in agriculture is assisting you in enhancing your Moringa product. He will charge for consultancy if it's on full cost, meaning that we are paying for university services. And then when he's done, you're gonna get your product, your IP, university is not going to claim anything. But then there's also an option of collaborating with the university. Then it means now the university and you will jointly own the IP. And should that IP be commercialized, then the revenues generated will be shared between you as the entrepreneur and the university as well. So it's not necessarily that when you come here with your IP, you're gonna take it away from you. The IPR Act is very clear on that, and that is how we operate. Don't entirely take your IP, but it's either we consult or we collaborate. And then to add on what Retabile and Prof. Madoroba's question, I think regarding the publications and also protecting the IP. I think the main it's a bigger challenge, not only to universities and the entrepreneurs, but I think at some point that issue needs to be addressed at a national level, because I think we see a clash. There's no interdepartmental relations, because on the other side, in terms of publication, we find HET advising the publishing. And if you don't publish, then it means your career will end. On the other hand, you are having the DSI with the IPR Act, encouraging researchers to protect their IP before publishing. And mostly that takes time. By then you will have made the publication. But as the Research and Innovation Office, when we conduct the IP awareness session, we always encourage our researchers, our postgrads, that if they think that there is a potential IP in the research work that they are doing, before going out and present, come to us, disclose, because there is an option for filing for a provisional patent. Then you get a protection for 1 year, and we will see during that 1 year if there will be further R&D and if there is a need to file for a complete patent. So again, we still encourage that if you feel, because when we do these awarenesses, we educate or make awareness in terms of the forms of IP that can emanate from your research work, that you need to look out for that. But when you feel that there is a potential and you are about to go into a presentation, before doing that, come to us, and then we do necessary assessments, and if there's a need to file for provisional, we will do that. And then in that case, you're going to benefit in terms of publications and then also in terms of the IP rights. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Sissy, I would like to quickly ask you this. Are you willing to be an academic? You said you like money, and then I want to try as much as possible to invite you to one of our classes, our honors classes for entrepreneurship, but it's going to be online. There's no money though. You won't pay me anything. It's going to be online. I know you said you like money. Are you willing to do that for us, please? Okay, so I'll get your contact. Thank you very much.
I think we're about 5 minutes behind in terms of time. So just to answer that entrepreneurs, or to elaborate, I will start off with 2 things. First was what Ms. Maimane said. Ms. Maimane, in her opening talk, she mentioned a round table. And in the round table, she mentioned government, higher education, universities, and entrepreneurs working together. And then Mrs. Globo also echoed that with DST and DHET, etc. So we need to work as a team. Clearly, from what transpired at today's session, without partnerships, we cannot move ahead. In academia, what Ms. Maimane mentioned, called it triple helix. Government, entrepreneurs, and universities working together. There's also the quadruple helix, where we add on communities, and we have to write a paper on the 5th one, which is a quintuple helix, where we bring in international organizations, private sectors, but with the protection of IPs, working together, because this requires a lot of resources. But to cut a long story short, one of the ways in which you can advance your production and also convert raw material or primary products into finished products is to start a cooperative. And we have experts on campus, like Dr. Ayansola is a cooperative expert. He's running workshops, etc. on it. Is to start a cooperative, I think you need a minimum of 8 people. And from there, many things can emanate. For us as a university, we need to take our community engagement to the next level, where we bring in, as I said, these triple helix, quadruple, quintuple helix, etc. We need to form an organization that has enough clout to engage with communities, with government, with universities. It's because, like what you were talking about is manufacturing. Now, we don't have an engineering division. We only have engineering. We're starting off with engineering from just electrical engineering. But you need manufacturing, mechanical engineering. That's very specialized. But we have partnerships with UKZN, etc. that can, if we work as a team and if we have government on board, it is possible to work for the benefit of the community, such as you and the community we come from. So these are all possible, but we are at the infant stage, and this platform or this event actually has initiated new thinking on our part as to what we need to do to protect IPs, or what we need to do to add more value to farming, etc. And we are, as Commerce, we're working with the agriculture department in the science faculty, and on the 30th and the 1st of December, 30th November, 1st of December, we have an engagement with the French South African Agriculture Institute. And what we're trying to do is develop short courses around the whole farming community and that sort of thing. It would be nice if you could also be part of that forum. It's going to be held at the Umfolosi Casino, and we'll take the details at the end in the networking session, and we can take this forward. And you see, it is out of working with people from the community, people on the ground, that we as academics can now come up with new innovations on how we could facilitate this engagement so that it benefits South Africa and it benefits all of us to address those primary problems we face in the country. And thank you for those questions and that. Now, without much ado, we are 5 minutes late. I'll make announcements immediately after Prof. Byron Brown has made his closing remarks, and then we take it up. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Oh, good morning. Sorry, you talk this 4 minutes to travel. Good morning, and let me bring everyone greetings from our BBC, Research and Innovation, who could not be here today because of some other commitments in Pretoria. I also bring greetings from our Vice Chancellor, who has been listening in the background and, of course, fully supporting our work and engagement. Mine is very simple to really draw the curtain down on what has been a very interesting week. If I look more broadly across the past 4 days, the engagement today is really a fitting way to close the week. A week that we call the Research and Innovation Week, with the theme Leading Research to Innovation. And I think we heard a lot about how we can do that. And we have seen a lot of ideas or items that were on display that are really reflecting those innovation. Some of them are just on the verge of commercialization. Others are still in early stage development. And so when we heard the project that Andile is doing, working on the amaranthus bread. We saw about on Tuesday when we were walking around the display of work that has gone on in terms of trying to make amaranthus into a form that can be likable, and we can now start feeding ourselves rather than highly depending on wheat. We can now look to amaranthus. So the bread project is just one example of the sort of work that has been going on in this area. So we thank you, Andile, for that typical example of the project. We brought Ms. Maimane here for a reason, and I think something that we could take from this, maybe we should take on Andile and the project that we are doing on Amaranthus and try to find a market for it. Because we actually very advanced. It's just that some other things are not here for you to see them, but they were there. There's powder for the bread, right? And the cake. And it can also make biscuits and some small things like this one that you have here. But it's just from a different, base material. So we would have that sort of conversation outside to say maybe you can be the sort of a business person to take it forward and add to your product line. Andile, you highlighted quite a number of benefits from Amaranthus, and I think the emphasis is quite clear. And I think not just those of us who are sitting here, but also those who will listen later, because this is going on YouTube live, and I think there's emphasis you place on the leafy vegetable giving us those micronutrients was very clear, and I think we are encouraging those of us listening in the virtual space to contact the university to sort of have further discussion on this. So thank you, Andile, for that. So our support, you asked for the university support, and we are saying our support starts with giving you access to Golden Goose. What better way to support you? Because straight on the ground. That's the ultimate support. Get this Golden Goose, who has a big manufacturing plant. We have been there. We were together in Belcom in early September with Prof. Madirupa. Is it Prof. Madirupa? Oh, okay, yes. So we were there together, and we saw the current plan plus also the future plan, because we went to another facility where you are now planning to move to a bigger space and so on. So we do want to continue to work with us. So it doesn't matter. We want to get our products on the market, and we really want our postgraduate students to join that network. Yes. And I'm very happy for what Dr. Andile Sola mentioned, to collaborate. There was someone on that side who you joined together with Andile to further develop this idea. So I think that was quite good. Thank you to Ms. Maimane for your insightful words, inspiring our emerging entrepreneurs. You know, there's an expression that says it's good when it comes from the horse's mouth. And here we are listening, not to say we are calling Ms. Maimane a horse, but it's just an expression. Here we are saying, listening to someone who has been there. And this is particularly important for our postgraduates, that we should look beyond just wanting to find employment, but be the starting point of employment by creating jobs, creating employment, using the knowledge that you gain from your training. And I think these projects that you've worked on while studying are the really ones that we should use to start with employment creation and mentorship from Ms. Maimani. I don't think for myself, bro. Getting the mentorship from her can go a long way, and we'll try as much as possible to sort of give you access to more mentors who are already in business. Because we don't want to come to you and start teaching you more knowledge stuff. We want to know for the practical side of things to start kicking it in. You would have gained enough knowledge from your 4 or 5 years of studies, and so mentorship would be the best way. Our postgraduate students are our future entrepreneur, Ms. Maimani. I'm glad that they were here. They have been here to listen to you directly and to hear those challenges, but also those benefits of entrepreneurship. You highlighted 4 pillars, and I think they've taken note of those 4 pillars. Entrepreneurship will take time. It will, and it requires time. It requires, and this push and pull is important. I think one of the things that was emphasized is who is pushing and who is pulling. Do you remember there's the push and pull? And sometimes it flips around. Sometimes it's the academic which is pushing and the entrepreneur which is pulling, and it can flip again to the other side. And we then start pulling as academics. Then, of course, the troubling part around it in terms of the relationship with that network or the quadruple helix that Prof. has mentioned. You know, one of the things that you would have picked up from that discussion, and which at least I use as a takeaway, is the cutthroat nature, the sort of should I keep it at that? Okay, the cutthroat nature of business. It's not an easy thing. One of the things that Ms. Maimani didn't tell you is how, which she shared with us, is how men came at her house wanting to take away her formula, her recipe. You remember that? And they come with force. So if you're making this particular product and someone know that you have the trade secrets for it, they can come at night with guns and say, give us that entire file. That's how cutthroat it is. And she gave us an example when we were up there with her. So it's something that you really have to be aware of as you enter into business of starting up a venture. And of course, innovation. We do protect, I think Bonnie mentioned, explained very well, sort of protection we're giving. So thank you, Ms. Maimani, for all those insights. Thank you, Bonnie. She's not here, but for introducing Ms. Maimani so ably. We learned the name of the business, Golden Goose. Maybe you should tell us the story behind the name on another day. Golden Goose.
The golden goose that laid the golden egg.
Thank you, the Prof. Katz, for leading us so well in the program. We really enjoy your energetic way of presenting. We remember when you led with giving the closing remarks. I think it was when we had a research ethics session. That was quite an interesting task that you did, and again today you led us so well as usual, giving us your knowledge and experience as you go through the program with us today. We see your passion in entrepreneurship and local economic development. And so the suggestion to bring you into academic space, Ms. Maimani, to write a paper is because of his passion. You know, he can't let you go. You know, he really wants to hold on to you and to get you under his wings and to get as well from you. And we're looking forward to you joining up the team and sharing with their experience. So the Faculty of Commerce, Administration and Law, with the colleagues here, will certainly keep in touch with you. So thank you, Prof. Cass, for initiating that. Of course, what can I jump? No chance. Dr. Ayamsola, for taking the Q&A section and doing it in your own style, your approach. You know, it's not, I know they violated your rule earlier, but I know you wanted to take question for each present, and then suddenly Prof. Mother over just throw another question that goes to somebody else. That's all. So that's the nature of the game, but thank you for leading that Q&A session so well, and for your insight, encouraging that relationship with Andile and the honors student. Thank you to our team from CMB. I know some of them have already packed up their stuff and they're going outside, but we've been really given a very good coverage this week. We feel that our message to encourage our researchers to start thinking about innovation has really been conveyed strongly, and I'm hoping next year we'll have more inputs. There was an exhibition from economics, and it was quite an innovative presentation that we saw. It came as a what do you call it? Yeah, it's a training, but it was presented as a poster. And I was saying to the two that actually there's an innovation there where they could make a toolkit. They should develop a toolkit of the training, and then we can market that toolkit. And we're hoping to see that toolkit next year. They did say they're going to work on it. I thank our postgraduate students, as always. As I think I've been saying this all along throughout the week, we hope you learned something. And we at the research office, we are here to help you move your project beyond just the research publication phase, beyond proof of concept, but also to give you skills in terms of innovation, to give you access to mentors, and to help you to start a business. In our innovation framework, there's this idea of the entrepreneurship clinic. Is it entrepreneurship clinic? Yes. Yeah. Huh? Entrepreneurship center. Center. Yes, but within there we want to help people start up the business. So we will be working with the faculty to get that off the ground. It hasn't yet, has it started? It hasn't yet started, yeah. So we want to get that off the ground, and hopefully we can get our postgraduate students into that. This is a university-wide thing. It's not just limited to one faculty. It's gonna be everybody. Thank you to the research team, led by so many, Zintle, Sianda, Prof. Njoho, Daniela, Bone, everybody who have supported this event throughout the week. So with those few words, I thank you for being here. We are now getting to the phase of the gifts. So I'm going to broadcast, invite you and Ms. Maimani and all of those who presented, Andile, so that I can give you something. They've been brought here. So, for the gifts. So, Prof. Cass, for facilitating, right? We have to keep it right on the front here. Oh, Prof. Yes, let me just go this way. Thank you very much, Maimani, for being with us and sharing your insights.
Thank you.
Then we'll stay right here because we're going to have to take pictures. Then this one is for you, Andile, for your presentation and hard work. And who's the other one? Yes, Q&A. Facilitating the Q&A section there. All right. Now we need to take a picture. Don't just, yeah. That's CMD is still here to take it. I think we should show there's some kind of story there, they want us to show the logo. Yeah, tell us if we're okay. That's right. One last one.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so over to you.
Yes, housekeeping rules are our research office manager, Tiana Mangele, made it very clear that we have to follow certain protocols that's also part of the culture of Northern Zululand, and that is the elders eat first. So the lunch is going to be served in this room. Our honored guests, our academics, the management will go through and first dish out, followed by our students. The toilets at the bottom are all locked. There's toilets upstairs. So they're upstairs on the right, very easy to do. Okay, thank you very much.